Welcome to episode 2 of Games on the Road, our Chrysalis creative endeavors endeavor while we vacation. In this episode, we'll be talking about whether or not to take karma on the road with you. But first, our day trip to Fitzpatrick Wilderness Shoshone National Forest. About 35 minutes down a dirt road off the beaten path, you can find this trailhead called the Glacier Trailhead. And there's also Lake Louise back there, but this is part of the drive. Some beautiful lakes, although we did find that one of the campgrounds was Ring Lake Campground. We pulled down there just to see what it was all about, used the bathroom, and I would think that that's not Ring Lake. I think they should rename it Mosquito and Gnat Lake Campground because you couldn't see through the cloud of bugs. So it was beautiful scenery, also a lot of bugs. And then we went on our hike up to the Glacier Trail, found this awesome waterfall with a bridge over it. Took a little selfie there. There we are. This is karma in a nutshell, and remember, this is not meant to be a tutorial, just enough to give you a flavor of the game. So when you have karma set up, you're going to have 3 face down cards, 3 face up cards that you can't play until your hand is gone. And the goal of the game is to get rid of all of your cards. And the way you do that is the card that's up in the center, you have to play equal to or higher than that card from your hand. So for example, I could play a 13 and then someone else could play a 15. 15 is the highest. So if somebody didn't have a 15 or higher, they have to pick it all up and start playing and lead the next group. There are also cards with text on them that do some special things. Like one of them, you can play that card to force someone to pick up the whole stack. And these can be played as a card regardless of what the number is. So that's basically kind of your wild or your draw fours in Uno, which this plays a lot like Uno. You're trying to get rid of all of your cards, all of these. Once these are played, then you start playing from the table. And once you've played your last face down table card, which you don't know what it is until you go to play it, you win karma. Look at that. That was a great card to come up. 16. I think 16 is the highest. I said 15 earlier. But anyway, like I said, this is not a tutorial. This just gives you an idea of karma in a nutshell. All right, so here's karma's ratings for games on the road. We'll start with the cargo size. For cargo size, karma has a very small box, 2 thumbs up. For table space, it seems to get spread out with a bunch of cards, especially if you get above 2 players. If you have 4 players going, there's cards everywhere. So I would say table space is only a thumbs up, mainly because we're usually playing it with 2 players and it doesn't get all spread out. But if you've got a family, it could take up a lot of table space. Time to learn, 2 thumbs up. You can learn this game really easily. Like you saw in the nutshell, it's kind of like Uno. You're trying to get rid of all your cards. Unlike Uno, you can have somebody pick up all the cards that are in there, and which it's called. That's why it's called karma, because sometimes it's a expletive. The fun part about this game is that yeah, it's easy to learn. If you know Uno, you can pick it up real quick. The setup time, also 2 thumbs up. You basically deal out the hands laying down, then deal out the cards, and you're ready to go. Now for a picnic table, I'm calling this a maybe, because if you have something to set on these cards that are laying down in front of you, little rocks or something, then a little gust of wind won't upset the whole game. So I'm going to call this one a picnic table maybe, because yeah, I'm just gonna say it could get bad if there's a gust of wind and you don't have something holding your cards down. Now replayability is a thumbs up. And the reason why I only give it a thumbs up is because when the 3rd or 4th time you make someone pick up the whole stack of cards, and you're sharing a tiny little camper, you might be sleeping outside. So I would say replayability is a maybe on that one, because when you play that card that makes them pick up everything, you might be exiting stage right. And for two player, again, wavy hand on this one. I think it is chaotic and fun with the more players. Two players, it is kind of good, but you can only stick it to one person in those cards that you play to kind of stick it to somebody. Um, but yeah, I think it's a better 3, 4, or even 6 player game than a 2 player game. But it is fun. So yeah, Karma. I would say overall, Karma's a thumbs up for taking this game on the road because it's small and it's fun. And if you meet some other people at another campsite and you want to get a game of something going, it's easy to teach. You meet some new friends, take Karma with you on the road.